YOLO! In this era, the fear of failure as a weight felt heavy against the heart. It can leave us paralyzed, unmotivated, and dread from the possibility of feeling like this, crushed. Why would anyone ever risk feeling this level of pain? And to make matters worse, to be indoctrinated into an ideology that stigmatizes failure so extensively. If you don't get an A, you aren't worthy for the next phase of life. So, what does an F mean? In matters of litigation, it does make sense to prove consistency and an ability to regurgitate authority, but nothing great was ever achieved without a trial of failure. Reinvention, evolution, it all goes hand in hand with failure. Its bludgeoning force has always been the prelude to greatness in all facets of life. Elon Musk, founder of PayPal, Tesla, Solar City, SpaceX. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. In matters of biology, random mutations, recessive phenotypes coming into fruition throughout nature, using a guess and test process to see what genes reinforce the likelihood of survival. Hence, genes that don't cease and the ones that do, they become dominant phenotypes. But to put this in more beautiful light, the capacity to blunder is the real marvel of DNA. Without this special attribute, we would still be anaerobic bacteria and there would be no music. Lewis Thomas. Understanding this, we understand that avoiding failure to fear innately means you keep yourself from growing. This is a law of the universe on the most fundamental level. But what about the undefeated John Jones? Here, listen to him for yourself.
I think I owe not losing to losing. I get taken down all the time in practice. I get hit pretty hard. I get tapped out all the time in practice. I definitely am not a guy who wins every day.
Even he acknowledges its importance as a regular part of his training criteria. Thus, when we see this great warrior heartbroken in tears, I've nothing but respect. I believe if we are to fail, we should seek to do so like Daniel Cormier did. Let me put this into perspective. Daniel Cormier, going in versus greatest rival, he put forward everything he had. He carried himself with absolute belief. And even to one of the greatest minds in the game, Dominic Cruz.
Probably that was the most ready DC could have ever been. I think that was one of the best DCs I've seen.
Daniel Cormier, he looked better than he ever has. He put forward his very being. There was not a glint of facade that he could make an excuse for afterwards. Thus, when John's shin came smashing in, it wasn't just Daniel's body taking the hit. It was his very soul, and he did not have an excuse or a coping mechanism to help deal with this pain.
If you win both fights, there is no rivalry, so...
If we are to fail, I believe that is exactly how we should do it. It must be our very being that gets rocked, not some fake excuse or coping mechanism taking the hit. Why is this? Because if we have something to blame, we will not look into ourselves and reflect upon it. Thus, we will not grow. We will not learn its valuable lesson. But if we take the pain directly, sure, you may be crushed beyond a point of return, but a man like Daniel Cormier, he takes it in, reflects upon it, and finds what he needs to do to move forward.
I go through a lot of stuff, man, and it's because of my greatest rival. I prove that I am worthy of being called champion.
Thus, grows through that process. That is a true warrior right there, never shying away from the battle. And this teaches us something about pain. In doing so, I believe this trauma provides a powerful source of motivation. Its hammer can help forge a sharper version of yourself so as long as you have the courage to stand up again. That is what I see when I see Daniel Cormier. A true champion in victory, but more importantly, a true man in how he rose versus a crushing defeat. I cannot have any more respect for this old man, and I know he will continue to grasp victory as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. To not know the feeling of being crushed into the soil is synonymous with not knowing the taste of a ripe apple plucked from a prosperous tree, for the seed and its soil or its origin. To that end, I encourage you to stand upright and bold, even at the risk of getting hammered, for only a fool would have you live in regret otherwise. Grow, even at the cost of pain, or live in a cozy misery. If you'd like more work from me, please subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.